comes to important cities in the aviation industry, very few cities really make the list, whether they're big or busy or conveniently located for operations. Boise Airport, my origin for today's flight, was the birthplace of United Airlines, and today we try out United's regional product once again. It's approximately 6:50 in the morning here at gate B10, and at the gate awaits me registration N617UX, a 6.5-year-old Embraer E175, originally delivered to ExpressJet in October of 2019. Obviously, with ExpressJet less than operational at this point, the aircraft now flies with SkyWest, now United's largest regional carrier. As we climb aboard this regional powerhouse, I am sitting in Economy Plus, which is an overpriced extra legroom seating option in the middle section of the aircraft. Regardless, you probably already know what to expect. With 18 inches of width, 34 inches of pitch, and 2 inches of recline, this seat is exactly the same as every other E175 extra legroom product. The seat itself is pretty basic, limited cushion, and lacking variety of entertainment. This flight offers Wi-Fi starting at $10 or $8 for Mileage Plus members, as well as free bring-your-own-device entertainment, of which features a vast variety of movies and shows. The only reason I call this lacking is because airlines have begun adding free Wi-Fi on their regional fleet, thus making this flight behind the times. I make videos reviewing airlines and aircraft cabins almost every week, and I'm looking for people like you who love to fly or are curious about the pains and gains of the traveling experience. If this is you, be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of my future uploads. The United Airlines brand was formed on March 28, 1931, with a goal set out to become a national carrier, taking not just mail, but also a mass amount of passengers. However, that wasn't the true start of the airline we all know and love today. In April of 1926, Walter Varney began operations of Varney Airlines, of which was headquartered right here in Boise, Idaho. That's right, you can't have United without Boise. United started at the old Booth Field, which is now the Boise State University. In 1939, United built a hangar at the new and current airfield, of which was mostly torn down in 2003 and replaced with the current terminal. I'd love to say more, but let's get back to the flight.
fastened while seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Try to keep the aisle and galley areas clear and use the restroom located in your cabin when available. Remember that bags may move around during takeoff, so be careful when opening the overhead bin. You can now use your laptop and other large devices. On this flight, Wi-Fi is available for purchase for $8. We also have a wide selection of free movies and TV shows on your personal device through the United app. We'll soon be coming through the aisle with a variety of complimentary snacks and beverages. We also have alcoholic beverages available for purchase. As a reminder, we're now using contactless payment. You can find our menu as well as instructions on paying with miles, QR codes, or PayPal on united.com/snacktime. If you're a United Mileage Plus Chase card member, use your card to get 25% back on in-flight purchase. As a reminder, drinking personal alcohol you brought on board is not permitted. Now sit back and enjoy the friendly service on today's flight.
Now that we are in the air, it's time to talk about the one thing most airlines can relate to, the snack service. On this short 1 hour, 29-minute flight, I was served a stroopwafel and a free beverage of choice, that of which I chose water. Is this nutritional? Not really, but it satisfies for the short flight. United also usually offers other choices such as pretzel mix or a really odd chocolate cookie. Considering the fact that almost 50 years ago United flew larger 727s on this same route, it's a little sad to see that United chose to fly tiny regional jets, including a large portion of CRJ-200s, until the early 2020s, and continues to fly mostly these 75-seat E175s several times per day. I've always had the perspective that mainline is better than regional in the event you have a way out of the middle seat. United has actively tried to upgauge this route to mainline, like an A319 or 737. However, that plan seems to be a bit messy still. All in all, United has largely improved their Boise operations in the last few years, going from near 15 regional flights a day to 5 cities to just 5 to 8 regional flights a day depending on the season. This is not including the few mainline flights of which almost exclusively fly to Denver. As many of you know, 2026 is the 100th anniversary for United, the Boise Airport, as well as several other airlines, and I do hope to add those celebrations by adding additional history to my content. If this is something you want to see more of, let me know down in the comments. We are almost ready to land in San Francisco, and I'd just like to say that United's regional product has remained almost identical over the last 10 or 15 years. The only major change has been the thickness of the seat cushion. Otherwise, I don't know why I keep making these United E175 videos. You guys keep watching them. I seem to have an unlimited supply of these flights considering my travels, and I'd love to hear some ideas for what we can do with these flights as content in the future.
is 8:44. Please stay comfortably seated until the seatbelt sign is off. You may continue to use your phones and tablets. Don't forget to check your seat back pockets to make sure you have all your personal belongings, and be careful when opening the overhead bins. Once we arrive at the gate, we'll hand you off to our airport team. They'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
Welcome to the only place that has a Golden Gate Bridge that, in fact, is not gold. It's San Francisco. My flight today was uneventful and fairly typical of the standard United regional economy product. It's hard to say this is any better or worse than any other regional flight, as, from my experience, they are all exactly the same. I'd give this flight a solid 8.5 out of 10. I do think there are things the cabin crew could do that would be considered above and beyond, and I don't think the Wi-Fi options are up to par with the other Starlink-equipped aircraft. At the end of the day, though, I would recommend this flight to anyone curious. If you enjoyed today's video and you actually made it to the end, congratulate yourself by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Be sure to join me next time on an episode of Burning Miles, where my friend flies on Singapore Airlines Airbus A380 in business class. That flight also had a go-around upon landing, not something caught on camera all the time, especially on such a large aircraft. Until then, though, thanks so much for watching.
Customers will deplane using the jet bridge. For those of you who check the bag with a green tag, your bag will be delivered to you on the jet bridge. For those customers connecting to another flight, all checked baggage will be transferred for you. If this is your final destination, you may pick up your checked baggage in the baggage claim area.